Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Marcus Rashford is said to still have his heart set on joining Barcelona, even though the Spanish giants have insisted they weren't desperate to sign him in the transfer window. Rashford, 27, does not appear to have any sort of future at Manchester United after being frozen out by Ruben Amorim and agreed to sign on loan for Villa this month. It's thought that the 60-cap England star will weigh up his options again once his temporary spell at Villa Park is done. And while it remains to be seen if Villa will pull the trigger on a permanent move, Rashford seemingly still has one eye on a switch abroad. Talks between the players' representatives and Barcelona were held in January, and Rashford is hopeful they will rekindle their interest at the end of the season. A source told The Sun Marcus is confident that if he rediscovers his form at Villa Park and starts bagging goals, Barcelona will revive their interest, especially as a transfer price has been established. It's a huge incentive for him, which is good news for Villa. Now he just needs to get playing and start scoring. Intriguingly, Barcelona's sporting director Deco said of the club's interest in Rashford earlier this week, "It's true there was talk of Rashford, but we weren't desperately looking for a player either." While a move to the No Camp didn't materialise mid-season, Rashford has looked promising in his 2 cameo appearances since joining Villa, who negotiated a £40 million purchase option into the loan deal they agreed with United earlier this month. He caught the eye after coming on at half-time in Aston Villa's 1-1 draw with Ipswich Town on Saturday, and even played a significant role in the build-up to Ollie Watkins' equaliser. Rashford and the club's other late signing in the window, Marco Asensio, were singled out for praise by Unai Emery during the Spaniard's post-match interview with Match of the Day for helping Villa get a result against Ipswich, who were reduced to 10 men in the first half when former Manchester United defender Axel Tuanzebe saw red. Good impact and keep going now. Try to fit in as best as possible, Emery said of the on-loan duo. We are playing against Liverpool here. We lost some opportunities, but of course we have to be consistent and hope we can react. Manchester United sensation Ahmad could be set to miss the rest of the season. The Ivorian winger reportedly picked up an ankle ligament injury in training and is expected to spend some time on the sidelines. He is still being assessed, but there are fears that his campaign might potentially be over. Ahmad had been in sensational form for the Red Devils ahead of picking up his issue. He has scored 9 goals and notched 7 assists, a record that includes a dramatic winner against Manchester City and a sensational hat-trick against Southampton. His form saw him rewarded with a new contract until the summer of 2030, and Ahmad has since taken to social media to confirm his injury blow. He wrote, "Extremely disappointed to be writing this message in such a crucial time of the season. Unfortunately, I will be out for some time with an injury. I will come back stronger than ever. Time to support the boys from the outside. Still loads to play for." Ahmad is not the only star to be doubtful ahead of this Sunday's clash with Tottenham. Lisandro Martinez has been ruled out for the rest of the campaign after picking up a major knee injury. Meanwhile, midfielder Kobbie Mainoo is out for a few weeks, while Toby Collier and Manuel Ugarte are also expected to miss this weekend's clash. Speaking in his pre-match press conference, United boss Amorim said, "It was a good week until 2 days ago. We had some problems also. We don't have players back. Maybe we have 1 or 2 issues. We are waiting. We have 1 player also who is sick, so we will see who is fit. But it was good to work with team, to feel the players and try and improve performances." Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, Johnny Evans and Altay Bayindir are also all sidelined ahead of this weekend's clash with Spurs. Following the clash with the North London side, United are then back in action against Everton next weekend before hosting struggling Ipswich. United then take a pause from their league commitments with an FA Cup showdown with Fulham. Manchester United are set to pivot to Benjamin Sesko or Liam Delap in the summer, with a deal for Viktor Gyökeres now thought to be out of reach. The Red Devils are expected to dip into the transfer market for a new striker, with both Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee, a summer buy from Bologna, struggling for goals this season. With Ruben Amorim now at the helm, a move for Gyökeres, who flourished under the Portuguese coach at Sporting Lisbon, seemed a formality, but a reunion at Old Trafford now looks unlikely. The Sweden international is expected to leave Sporting this summer, with the club ready to cash in on their star forward. However, The Athletic outlined that Gyökeres wants to join a club who can offer him Champions League football next year. While United could yet qualify by winning the Europa League, there are other mitigating factors too. Sporting are like to command a fee of around €70 million, €58.2 million, for Gyökeres, which United would be reluctant to lay down for a player who will turn 27 in June. A focus on younger targets is likely to see Sesko and Delap come into play, with the former a long-term target. The club even tried to lure him away from RB Leipzig in the summer transfer window, only for the Slovenia international to sign a new deal. Arsenal are also known to be admirers of Sesko and their interest, plus Leipzig's demands for the 21-year-old could complicate a potential deal for the striker, whose style of play would be a good fit for Amorim's tactics. A move for Delap, who has enjoyed a fine season with Ipswich Town after winning promotion from the Championship last year, could also fit the bill. The 22-year-old has 9 Premier League goals to his name and suits the profile Amorim is after. He has been tracked by United this season and, crucially, is known by technical director Jason Wilcox from his Manchester City days. Intriguingly, Premier League goal-scoring icon Ian Wright recently urged United to make a move for Delap on his podcast, Wrighty's House. He said, "Go and get Delap." The thing is, he's got that hunger and disrespect for everybody, and it just feels like the kind of player they need. They need a hero like that, and he's a hero waiting to happen. He's hungry. Manchester United have doubts over 3 unnamed players' fitness ahead of the Premier League fixture at Tottenham on Sunday. Head coach Ruben Amorim refused to specify which players have an issue, but said one player is unwell and indicated some of the problems were incurred during training. "No, was a good week until 2 days ago," Amorim said. "We had some problems also. So we don't have players back. Maybe we have 1 or 2 issues, but we are waiting. We have one player also who is sick, so we will see the team at the weekend. But was good to work with the team, to feel the players, and to try to improve our performance." Long-term absentees. Johnny Evans, Mason Mount and Luke Shaw remain sidelined, while Lisandro Martinez is out until later in the year with an anterior cruciate ligament. The United Academy team thrashed Chelsea 5-1 in the FA Youth Cup 5th round on Wednesday, with striker Chido Obi plundering a hat-trick. Amorim indicated some academy players were in line to be promoted to the first team squad for the Spurs match, but was reluctant to give names. "I don't want to say names because we have to be careful with that," Amorim stressed. "They are working with us. We had some problems this week. We called some young players to be in our training, so we will have the data and evaluation, and Obi is one of them." Amorim expressed sympathy with under-fire Tottenham coach Ange Postecoglou, who remains in charge despite the club's limp eliminations from the League Cup and the FA Cup last week. Spurs finished 5th last season, but have plummeted to 14th in the Premier League and are 2 points behind 13th placed United. "I'm a huge fan of Ange Postecoglou," Amorim stressed. "Of course, I'm from a different culture. I'm Portuguese and all the Portuguese coaches can adapt. The simple thing is, I use one system in the moment because I believe if you work on that system, you can play in different systems at the same time. So that is the idea. But we are not winning games, and I can understand the connection between me and Ange. We have the same problems. In my opinion, with all due respect, I am in a bigger club with bigger pressure, so I understand the pressure, and I think it's important for the coach to follow all of these principles." Ruben Amorim says he understands the financial problems Manchester United face in the wake of reports claiming Sir Jim Ratcliffe is planning another round of redundancies. The Ineos chief, 72, has been calling the shots at Old Trafford since acquiring a stake in his boyhood club back in December 2023. But some of his big decisions have incurred the wrath of supporters. Ratcliffe has faced fierce criticism in the wake of major redundancies, with over 100 people losing their jobs. The club have also raised ticket prices and axed concessions, something Ratcliffe spoke with the club's fan advisory board about this week. It's now emerged that further job cuts are on the cards, which Amorim was questioned over during his weekly press conference on Friday. and while the decisions being undertaken by Ratcliffe are not popular, Amorim says he gets the financial issues at hand. He replied, "I have to understand all these problems, but that problem of our club is not new. We already knew all the rules of financial fair play, but that cannot change the way I coach the team." It's said that those within the club anticipate that the second round of cuts being considered by Ratcliffe and co would exceed 100 people, but be below 200. Reports claim that the funds saved from such a move would be put towards strengthening Amorim's squad. He has predominantly been working with the group he inherited following Erik Ten Hag's sacking back in October, with January signings Patrick Dorgu and Aidan Heaven the only players brought in under the Portuguese coach so far. United, like many others, were hamstrung by the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules during the January transfer window, but did manage to free up some cash by offloading players. While further financial support is expected for Amorim in the summer, there is also the prospect that players will be sold. The club were willing, for example, to sell Alejandro Garnacho for the right price in January to reinvest funds back into the team. Amorim continued, "Here is simple. To do something, we need to sell players. My focus is to prepare the players. We need to focus on the games we have, especially the next one.